Hi, my name is Bernie from ReadyStart. Thank you for visiting our website. What I want to share with you at this point is I want to go through a few steps that we use when we're developing a particular online business, and the techniques, some of the techniques and tips and tricks that we use that are not so common amongst other builders. We take the point of differentiation and uniqueness in any one of our businesses, and we feel that simply utilizing the same old supply that everyone else uses is just no good. And for us, we tend to always look for that point of difference in anything that we do. It's basically what makes our solutions a lot more viable and profitable at the end of the day. Not only that, all our team members, including myself, we've been involved in online businesses personally, with many projects under our belt, be it drop shipping or private branding. We ultimately have been on the grounds that we've done this before many times over. We've made lots of mistakes, we've had lots of successes, and through that we optimize and enhance all our models and systems based on those experiences. So anyway, moving forward, I wanted to share with you some of the techniques and also just pitfalls that we find that occur all the time through clients coming through us, and just requests that we get, and these pitfalls that that anyone really should be avoiding. So the first one is, and one of the most important, is the supplier, and basically their source and competitiveness, uniqueness, and also from a profit margin perspective. Now, what I mean by this is I'm going to take, for an example, an online Australian distributor. So this is a particular distributor that is used via many resellers across the country. They're very popular, and we have used them a few times. But what I want to show is reasonings in terms of why using an Australian supplier is fantastic, but also why it also can be ultimately a detriment to your business in just focusing only and solely on an Australian-based suppliers or distributors, which is the easiest way out, of course, easiest way to do things. But from a profitability and longevity perspective, it doesn't always work out. So what I'm going to go through now is I'm going to pick out just an example of a product. So what I'm going to choose is I'm going to go for, say, this particular smart interactive dog toy. So it's currently listed for $21 as a buy price, and it's got a RRP of $32. So I'm going to click on that. So this particular toy, as you can see, it's for dogs, and we would obviously add this to a pet store, etc. But what we do for each and every product that we research, we don't just sort of add things willy-nilly to a store. So we don't just sort of bulk import. We ultimately research and ensure every single product has a viability level, competitiveness level. So we make sure that competition is very low, and if it isn't, then we obviously have techniques to overcome that as well. So in this case, it's a smart interactive puzzle dog toy. Okay, so the first thing we would do is obviously we would use one of our, I've already got this up, so we would use one of our searches, and we'd look up something like dog toy. And as you can see, there's 900, almost 10,000 views per month. Now, the most important part here, and a lot of, builders, be it, customers, people that are just building online businesses on their own, they miss out a lot of this detail here, which is the SEO difficulty. SEO difficulty is extremely important and crucial to the success of your particular your marketing itself. So we use a lot of SEO, and we do a lot of organic marketing versus, say, paid marketing. And as you can see, that the difficulty for paid is extremely high. It's literally at 100. And it's almost $2 a click. So we're talking about Google ads, etc. So this is why we get a lot of clients saying, they come to us and say, we spend a fortune on Google ads, we're not getting any sales, what's going on? So this is ultimately the reason why. So what happens is you're pretty much, you come head to head with other competitors that not necessarily sell the same products, or it could have been a different kind of business. but they're there in your space, taking up your space. So what happens is your paid costs would increase dramatically, pretty much forcing you to pay quite a substantial amount of money to get in that position. Now with organic, so when I say organic, I mean actually being in the rankings with Google, etc. So if you're typing in, say, interactive dog toy, for example, you're from the point of an organic perspective, you're going to have a lot more chance of success at being on the first page organically. And organically is really important because it means that once you're there, you only need really very little effort to maintain that position. And just as long as you're sort of throwing out a few sort of blogs or links on a monthly basis, just keeping things nice and current, just some social posts, etc., you'll find that you'll retain that position for a very long time, and you'll have organic traffic coming through, which means sales will just come through without you having to spend a cent. So how cool is that? So instead of spending a fortune every month, you'll be able to or you'll be paying nothing really once you're in that position. So this is what we focus on from a marketing perspective. Now going back to the product at hand, interactive smart toy. Now the downside to this, and I'll show you this. I mean, I'll give you a real example. So if I copy this entire title and I go search on Google for this particular title, you're going to see a whole lot of stores offering the exact same product for almost close to your buy price, really. I mean, you got one here that's selling it at the Nile for $25. I mean, that's only $4 more than what you're buying it for. And then it's even lower on eBay, so $25. So you're really making nothing. You've got a few others here. I mean, Catch is at $25 as well. Again, you're making nothing there. $31 at Catch. But as a business owner, you're probably looking and saying, "Oh, look at the highest priced one. I could make some money," but that's not the case. So in reality, from a psychological perspective, a buyer is going to look at the cheapest one possible. They're just going to go straight to eBay or Catch and go, "I'm going to buy from there." So obviously they're going to skip yours completely and they're going to go for the cheapest. So what we do in this case? So if we wanted an interactive pet toy, we would then look into our international supplier contacts. So our international warehouses, we have marketplaces, and yes, I mean, they're from China, etc. A lot of them are. But the upside to that is we ensure that the suppliers have been in business for quite a number of years. And now with shipping, with logistics being extremely optimized, we can have products shipped both to Australia and around the world within 10 days. That's incredible. And from a quality perspective, we ensure that every product that we purchase pretty much has got an incredible amount of feedback, positive feedback from other buyers typically from around the world. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to go into a marketplace and I've already typed in interactive smart dog toy. Now, of course, we're not looking for exactly the same products. We don't want to do that. So we don't want to be selling exactly the same thing as everyone else. We want to be different a little bit. So we're looking at something that's similar, but not necessarily the same. I can already see this particular one here for $12. There's a few others here, and you actually can find ones with free shipping all the time. There's one here for $17, which is slightly a little better than the buy price that you already have. Although keep in mind, it's not always about price. It is also about the range as well. So you want to offer something different to everybody else. We feel that is almost our crucial, one of our most number one reasons why a store doesn't perform well is because of the range, uniqueness that it's offering. Because if you're selling the same stuff as everyone else, I mean, it's not going to really work in your favor. And you might get the odd sales here and there from those that haven't seen the competition, but realistically, everyone has access to Google and things like that at this stage nowadays. Okay, and you might be asking, but don't they have access to these marketplaces too? Yes, they do, but from behavior that we know of, people tend to want to Google things and see things locally in say, let's just say Australia. They want to buy from Australian websites, etc. They don't want to go to marketplaces and go to all the hassle. They want to buy from a place, let's just say we're talking about pets. They want to buy from an Australian-based pet store So this is where they feel comfortable. They don't want to go to some random marketplace. This is your job. You do the. I mean, we do the dirty work. We find all the suppliers. We find all the products. We do all that work in the background, and then we turn it into something amazing, something that looks fantastic, trustworthy, that sort of thing. And that's where your buyers will feel at home. So yes, there are lots of reasons why they would choose your website over going to, say, a marketplace or even just any other competitor. And that's because of your range, your prices, of course, but it really comes down to your range, and what you're offering as well. So basically we can already see there's a few there. Now there might not be a lot, and I've only chosen one particular product. Okay, there's a few down here as well, $12, etc. We also look then after that for the supplier, make sure that they've been in business for quite some time. But let's just take, for instance, one of these particular. This is a different kind of toy. It's a different kind of puzzle. But if I took this particular product as an example, it's $12 here. And it says it's got 10-day delivery, pretty much from the date of this video, basically. When it's $14.87, which is the total there. Okay, so that's basically what I'm seeing as well on my site. So it's basically saying it's added $3 onto that as a shipping price, which is amazing. It's incredible. And then obviously if you pay, you pay a little more, you'll get free shipping. But all in all, it's really about the reviews as well. So let's just have a look at the reviews in terms of quality of product and also how happy customers have been, because that is also a very important aspect to the product sourcing process. So if I clicked on, say, this one's got only 4 reviews, but that's okay. It's 5-star with 4 reviews. So if I click on that, you can actually see, okay, so we've got one person saying my little dog was fascinated, and it's a great product. So we look at this and there's a little photo with their dog, and it's fantastic. So it gives you more of a visual perspective in terms of the quality, whether your customers are going to be happy should we have this imported into your own store. And we do this for each and every product. We don't get lazy and just start adding stuff for the hell of it. We do ultimately research each and every product. So moving on. So this is pretty much the sourcing methods that we utilize in our backend. So it all starts with research. Then we move forth to suppliers. So we look into the suppliers that we have. And as I mentioned, we still do utilize Australian-based suppliers. Don't get me wrong, but there are certain stores, let's just say a pet shop, that can be extremely competitive. And so for us to break through that market, we really need to offer, or our client has to offer something very different. And even if, let's just say they found something on a marketplace and they're like, oh, we really want this, we'd still go further than that, and we'd edit titles and descriptions to ensure that even then it'll be different to everyone else. So what I mean by that is, if I take this example again, and I let's just say I get the title for it, which is extremely long, mind you. That's the title for the product. So what we then do is we actually utilize a bit of AI magic. So when we utilize AI, we have our own particular prompts that we use, and we pass this on to our owners as well. So we obviously provide the coaching and training for this too. So I'm going to open up a chat GPT screen. So in terms of, now I'm going to open up a prompt that we use to shorten titles. And what that means is, if I paste this particular title into ChatGPT, it's automatically going to, or not automatically, based on the prompt, it's going to shorten and make it sound a little easier, fix any spellings, that sort of thing. So we've already provided it with the prompt. So all we need to do now is just paste the titles. So I'm going to paste this in, and you're going to sort of see work its magic there. There it is there. So it's literally rewritten this to say interactive dog puzzle toy, slow feeder and IQ training for mental enrichment, which sounds pretty good. So we would ultimately then use that as the product title. So obviously we would never use the original in any way. We do exactly the same with the Australian one as well. Believe it or not, we'd actually take this and actually change it around if our client really wanted this particular product, we would actually change this around. We'd even find an alternative image, because we don't like using the same old image. But even then, using the same old product that everyone else is using, it's still going to be a detriment. But and we do sort of warn against it. But sometimes, look, it could be an extremely popular product and you're going to still have sales come through with it. So that's fine. But ultimately we work on keyword base, on what works really well through keywords, and then we utilize those keywords we create things like articles, blog articles, and when we utilize them, we index them through search engines to make sure that they're indexed quite well. And then through search engines, when someone's looking up, say, interactive dog toys, so we'd specifically create a bit of content based on that particular one keyword, we'd be there high up in the ranks, higher than everyone else, because other pet stores aren't focused on that particular product, but we are, because we're doing the research, the homework behind that. So when we're actually up there, in terms of, let's just say, interactive dog toy, you're going to start getting that traffic and those sales coming through almost it'd be at no cost at all. Okay, so it'd be just naturally just coming through, without having to sort of pay a huge amounts in click. Because you can imagine, I mean, 10 clicks of this is already $20. That's crazy. And even if it went down to $1.20 or $1.30, that's still crazy. I mean, for just from only say 10 or 20 clicks, you're not going to really expect to get a sale. This is why we have a lot of our clients that come to us and say, I've spent my first, $200-300 on what's going on. I mean, they might have gotten a sale, but it's just not going to cover any of their costs. And this is the reason why, because a lot of that SEO hasn't been done. So we ensure that SEO is very much the pinnacle and the foundation of any online store. And it is extremely important, for anyone who's looking into purchasing an online store or building an online store, that they really keep SEO right up there. And then you utilize social media, if you want, you can utilize the cost per click method of advertising thereafter as a secondary form of advertising. Social media is fantastic in terms of bringing out the awareness for the product and eventual sales. But you're still in the background. We feel that SEO really needs to be building up there in the background there while you're performing all the other, the social sort of activities, etc. So SEO is definitely crucial. And this is how we work with each and every one of our online businesses. It's fantastic, and we love it. For us, it's a passion, and it's something that we love. And the more challenging a business is, the better it is for us. It's great. I mean, even if it is extremely competitive, we still find a way to cut through the market no matter what. And because we do have access to literally thousands upon thousands of suppliers, ranges, and our techniques, of course, which is very important, we can sort of keep all our clients right up there and competitive. But I really thank you for coming on the website. I just wanted to share a bit of knowledge there. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free. We're there to assist at any point. And thank you very much. And we'll hopefully hear from you soon. Thank you.